Start here. All right. So today, this class is mostly oriented on how we can select an optional. Okay, mostly zoology optional. എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് zoology option select ചെയ്യാം? Throughout this course, the main intention of this lecture series or the PPTs are to help you to understand the way how we can choose an optional. Okay, no, it's not only zoology optional, generalized എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ഒരു generalized ആയിട്ട് ഒരു optional, how to select it, optionals. Okay. So UPSC chairman, okay, what is the comments of UPSC chairman about zoology optionals? He is saying that options will be there. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, നമ്മുടെ ഈ ക്ലാസ്സിൻ്റെ the main intention is to make you understand how to choose an optional. Okay, it's not only zoology optional, any optional. Okay, what are the strategies you should adopt? Okay, what are the strategies you should adopt for selecting a particular optional? Okay, this series il mottathil namakku endu cheyam kore adhigam slides undu. Okay, we will be seeing introductory aayittu namakku endu cheyam how to plan, okay, optionals, specifically zoology. Okay, the pattern of the syllabus. Okay, what is the advantage of taking zoology compared to other subjects? Okay, compared to other subjects, എന്ത് advantage ആണ് കിട്ടാൻ പോകുന്നത് zoology എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ? Then how to write optionals. Okay, zoology as an optional for civil service examination and Indian forest. Okay, if you are taking zoology as an optional, it can be helpful for your civil service examination and Indian forest service examinations. Okay, jangal padikkunna samayathu, when I was an aspirant, that time there was a speculation that optionals will be removed. Okay, options will be removed. Okay, we will be strictly into what GS papers, GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, options will be removed and they will introduce some other GS papers in place of optionals. But if you see the statement by Dr. Ajay Kumar, he is the chairman of UPSC. Now also he is the chairman of UPSC. What is he saying? He is saying one X question came. For the next aspirants, there was one Doordarshan program. Okay, ask UPSC chairman. So one aspirant is asking, please remove the optional subjects. They are really affecting the level playing fields of the aspirants. So what is the chairman has to say in that? Okay, he said that UPSC, what is the intention of UPSC? Okay, what is the intention of UPSC? UPSC wants to test the knowledge of a candidate in the optional subject they are choosing. Okay, UPSC is allowing you to choose an optional. And an officer, when you are an IAS officer, you need to learn various subjects. Okay, for example, suppose you have taken history as an optional. Okay, you have taken history as an optional, but your posting will be in UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. Okay, there you have to know the knowledge of environment. Okay, you have to study about environment. You have to study about environment. So in optionals, okay, in optionals, what they are testing, the candidate's analytical ability. Okay, how far you can analyze. Okay, how far you can analyze a subject. Okay, subject of your interest. Okay, how deeply you can go into the concepts of that subject. Okay, conceptual clarity. Then the ability to handle complex academic material. Okay, so many materials will be there. If you're an officer, so many materials will be given to you. You have to study it. Okay, you have to study it. Okay, give conclusions. Okay, critical thinking. Okay, all these are the characters of a good officer-like qualities. Okay, so through optional, what is UPSC testing? Through optional, they are testing the analytical ability, the conceptual clarity, and the ability to handle complex academic materials. Okay, these are being checked here. Optionals will be there, it was there, it will be there, and it is there. Okay, you have to study optionals. It will never go from UPSC syllabus. UPSC syllabus, it will never go. So, how you can utilize optionals? Okay, the next slide is how you can, whether it is a boon. Okay, you know that some candidates are asking, it is not level playing field. It is not providing a level, because why this happens? Because optionals are asked for 500 marks. Okay, optional is a subject which you choose. Okay, it is a subject which you choose, and it is different for different aspirants. Okay, some may be choosing history, some may be choosing biology. In GS papers, GS 1, 2, 3, 4, if you see the stat of the marks. Okay, in GS papers, what is the stat of the marks? Mostly it will be around 110 plus or minus 10 marks. Okay, that is an average mark of an aspirant. Okay, who is writing GS papers. So how optional changes out of 500, if you are scoring 280 plus or 300 plus, some optional will fetch you 300 plus. So when total marks comes, okay, this optional marks will take you to the main list, okay, or interview list. And how this happens, it is important to have the right optionals. Okay, it will take you in and it can take you out. A wrong optional can take you out of the, I know many of my friends who have chosen wrong optionals, still they are struggling to get into the interviews. Okay, and there are many friends of mine with only optionals. Okay, with only optionals, they have gone to interviews, and they have been in the merit list also. Okay, so that much important is optionals to you. Okay, for any aspirant, taking decision on optionals, which optionals they have to choose, it is very important. So optional is 500 marks. Toppers will score 280 to 300 plus marks. Okay, it is the biggest differentiator of the final merit list. Okay, it is the biggest differentiator of the, I think it's audible to everyone. Okay. So what is the dilemma here? Okay, the wrong choice penalty. Okay, what happens when you take a wrong choice? Okay, in life you take so many decisions. Okay, you may be choosing your friends. Okay, you may be choosing your friends. Then you may be choosing your spouse. Okay, all these decisions, no, it decide your future. Okay, how your future goes. Like that, in UPSC, the first important decision in your life is what? Taking a decision of going for UPSC examination or preparing for UPSC examination. Okay, the next step, okay, when you prepare for examination, the next dilemma which comes to you is which optional I should take. Which optional? Okay, which optional I should take. So choosing a subject based purely on the trends. Okay, if you are going by the trends, some year Malayalam may be the trend. Okay, people who are taking Malayalam, they are getting more marks. Okay, but you don't know anything about Malayalam. Okay, you have to study it from the scratch. Then toppers advice. Some may be advising you to take English literature as an optional. Oh, some may be telling you to take, I have taken history, you please take history. Okay, so then inclination to short syllabus. Some are choosing optionals based on the short syllabus. Malayalam, they have a very short syllabus. History, zoology is having a vast syllabus. So since people think that short syllabuses are easy to study, they go in the wrong directions. Okay, they go in the wrong directions. So what happens when you pick a wrong optionals? Okay, for any UPSC aspirant, what is the important thing in their life? In the course of preparation, what is that? It is time. Okay, a wrong optional can eat your time. Okay, it means it can take away your attempts. Can take away your attempts. Okay, it is loss of your attempt. Okay, it can even full stop your dream of becoming an IAS officer or a civil servant. Then years of hard work is gone. Okay, so that much important is selecting an optional. Selecting an optional. So what I will do here, I will help you to understand. Okay, I will help you to understand how to select an optional. Okay, how to select an optional. Okay, it will help you to reduce your time. I am not worried of whether you will take zoology as an optional or history as an optional or literature as an optional. It is up to you. I will give you a clarity. Okay, I will give you a clarity on the syllabus. Okay, it is you who should decide whether you should take it or not take it. Okay, towards the end of the class, I hope that you will get a clarity on this. So now, moving on. So I showed you a slide which tells that whether optional is a boon or whether it is an advantageous or it is a ban. It is problematic. Okay, or it is a problem. Whether it is a boon or a ban. How it becomes a boon? Now, many aspirants think that optionals, when it comes in the subject, what will happen? Sometimes their marks are reduced in optionals. Okay, the GS papers, they may be performing very well, but in optionals their marks are below what? Below 200. Okay, below 200 or 225. Okay, all these, what happens to them? They are out of interview call. Okay, they might be performing very well in GS papers, 1, 2, 3, 4. They may be performing better in essays, but when their optional goes down, they will blame what? They will blame the optionals. So how to make it advantageous? How to make it advantageous for you? Okay, there are 3 pillars of selecting an optional. Okay, there are 3 pillars for selecting an optional. First is personal interest. I have studied biology or zoology, so I have a personal liking for it. Okay, I am confident with zoology. I have a personal liking. So you should have a personal interest. How? You should read the subject for hours. Okay, you should not be bored. Okay, while reading the subject, you should be able to spend more hours to that. Okay, so you should spend more hours without any without any laziness. Without any laziness, you should be able, your mind should be adapted. Okay, your mind should be adapted, and you should continuously able to read the subject for longer hours. That is the first target. If you are okay with that, okay, done. Then availability of quality study materials. Okay, some subjects availability of materials are very less. Okay, it is better not to choose such subjects. But fortunately, zoology, there are millions, lots of videos. Okay, there are lots of videos. There are lot of study materials. Okay, there are lots of study materials. IAS coaching center materials, IAS center materials. All these are available in market. Okay, so many materials are there, readily available. So this is also done. Okay, from our part also, we will be providing you with material and guidance. Okay, so you don't have to worry in that. Then comfort level in analyzing previous year questions. What do you mean by that? When you when you opt for an optional, the first thing you should check is PYQs. Okay, check the PYQs at least minimum 3 years. Okay, minimum 3 years PYQs if you are checking and you are comfortable with the questions. Okay, you are able to analyze those questions. You are able to understand these questions. At least 8 questions when it comes, at least 5 questions you are able to understand. You have some confidence in that questions. Okay, if that kind of a mentality comes to you, you can choose that subject. Okay, when these 3 pillars are satisfied, okay, in zoology you have a personal interest. In zoology you have adequate study materials. In zoology, when you analyze the PYQs, you are comfortable with that, you can choose that subject. Okay, it may be with zoology, it may be with Malayalam, it may be with history also. Okay, when all these 3 pillars, if they are satisfying, you can choose that subject. You will be very comfortable. Okay, you will be very comfortable stage, and you will be easily cracking that. Easily cracking that subject. Okay, thing is that you have to spend more time. Time is the most important thing. That time for any aspirant, time is the valuable thing. Okay, cash, money, everything will come. Okay, it may go, it will come. But once time is lost, you will lose attempts. You will lose attempts. Okay. So remember, okay, 2 important points are there. Okay, 2 important subjects are there in our mains perspective. 2 important subjects are there. One is optional, which I have already told you. Optional, we can choose. Same like optional, one more subject which we can choose from the options given is essay. Okay, partial choosing. Okay, that can be done in essay also. A set of questions will be there. In that you can write 2 essays. Okay, so there also a choosing option will come. So these essay and optional are the deciding factors, or that is the factors which make rank makers. Okay, it will take you inside the PDF of UPSC. Okay, the final PDF of UPSC. If you are better in essay and optionals, it will make you land in the final PDF of UPSC. Okay, stats, some stats we will see. So the essay comes for 250 marks. Okay, the optional comes for 500 marks, 250 plus 250. Okay, total how much marks they are having? 750 marks. Okay, 750 marks out of 1750 marks. Written. 275 is the interview marks. Okay, out of written the 1750, 750 marks are for your choosing optionals. Okay, it constitutes around 43%. Okay, it constitutes around 43%. If you are getting 48% or 50% minimal, okay, you are in. So you understand the statistics here. Okay, what is the play of essay and optionals here? Okay, they are the most rewarding subjects in mains And what is the specialty of that? They are the controllables. They are the controllables. I will change the color of this. Okay, now this is fine. So GS, what is the code for that? GS keeps you in the race. Okay, GS is the subject which keeps you in the race. Essay and optional is what which gets you in. Okay, essay and optionals are the subjects, is what gets you in. So these two are the most important decision makers, okay, in your journey through UPSC. So zoology, coming back to our main portion. Okay, zoology as an optional. Zoology, who can take zoology? Okay, who can take zoology? People who are having, I suggest that people who are having a background in life science, okay, biochemistry, molecular biology, then forensics, all these people know, they can choose, they should choose zoology as optional. Why? So it is a known subject to them. Okay, it is a known subject to them. It is a known subject to them. Almost 50%. Almost 50% they have already covered. Okay, almost 50% they have already covered. Okay, when I say about DNA or RNA, already a concept will come to you. Okay, a concept of DNA. A picturization, no, it will come to you. So, people who are having life science or subject related to life science like medical or subject related to biological fields, they can choose zoology as an optional without any doubt. Okay, without any doubt they can choose zoology as an optional. Then humanities optionals, no? Other subjects like humanities, they are very subjective. Okay, zoology has a science edge. Science edge means what? Other subjects like humanities, okay, humanities subject, history or anything, they are highly dependent on the examiner's perspective. Okay, examiner, the question may be demanding something. Okay, unfortunately, what the examiner thinking, the way the examiner thinks, okay, you just go in the opposite direction. Okay, you know everything. Some question, philosophical question might have come, and you are in the wrong direction. You are in the wrong direction. Okay, and what happens? Marks will go down. Okay, they have a key. The examiners will be having a key. If there is in that key, if it is not coinciding, with your answer, marks will go down. Okay, even you can get a 0 marks in that. Okay, so unlike other humanities subjects, these are having a science edge, and it is very objective. It is hard science, it is very objective. If you write the answer, if you label it properly, if you write the answer, you will get full marks. I will show you examples of that. Okay, if the concepts are correct, if you draw the diagrams, it is accurate and your terminologies are right. Okay, the examiner cannot go away from giving you full marks. Okay, he cannot go away from giving you full marks. So that is the added advantage if you are taking a science subject. Okay, it can be engineering, it can be mathematics, okay, it can be maths. Okay, all these subjects are science related. Okay, they have a set of boundary. Okay, the syllabus have a boundary. Okay, within this syllabus only they will ask questions, and if you write those answers, okay, if you write those answers, it will give you marks. Okay, that's why many aspirants who are choosing biology or zoology or engineering or mathematics, they are scoring more than 300. Okay, this 300 plus will compensate even if you are having a poor mark in GS. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 GS papers, this 300 will compensate. Okay, even a 40 marks plus. Okay, on an average, if you are getting 40 marks plus, okay, that will make you land in the interview list. Okay, that can change your life. Okay, we will see little more deeper into zoology option. So there is no, what is the another advantage? There is no dynamic current affairs are there. Okay, there is no dynamic current affairs. Principles of cell biology, the classification of chordata, the mechanism of Krebs cycle, okay, the nephrons, okay, developmental biology. Okay, these are the same. These are the same. Even after 10 years, it is the same. Okay, the moment it was found out, it was the same. Okay, once you make notes for these zoology topics, it is permanent. It is permanent. Okay, you don't have to go here and there. Okay, there is no changing, or current affairs related matters are not there, or it is not floating. Okay, the concepts won't change. Okay, you don't have to add anything or delete anything. Once the notes are made, it will be forever. Okay, when you study about nephrons, it is the same. Even after 5 years, I started preparing 5 years back. So even after 5 years, nephrons, whatever I have studied for UPSC, it is the same. Okay, there is no change. There is no dynamic character. Then UPSC, what they do is that they strictly follow a syllabus, and questions, they rarely 99% direct questions in zoology. Okay, the questions 99% no, they have you, when you read the question, you will not have any confusion. Okay, you X, Y, Z question you have studied, it is direct, you have learned that, you start writing the answer. Okay, there is no twists and turns in the UPSC questions, all direct questions. Then 70 to 80% are highly predictable. Okay, suppose they are asking apiculture. That question is very direct. People know that it will come. Krebs cycle, you are sure that it will come. Okay, you have to study that. So 80 to 70%, 70 to 80% questions will be repetitive in nature, even if you study PYQs. Okay, if you are having a shorter time, okay, 3 months or 4 months are there for the mains. Even if you go studying the PYQs at least 5 years, it can fetch you what? A good score. 280 plus score you can score, provided you put so much time, effort, and try to learn this or work out these PYQs. You can score 180, 280 plus. Why? Because the questions are repetitive in nature. It is highly predictable. You have to make notes of such questions. You have to find out the pattern by yourself. Then repeating trends in the question, mastering PYQs are giving you an added advantage. Okay, so what is the conclusion? There is no dynamic current affairs, repetitive questions are there, there is no twist and turns in the questions, all are direct questions. So all these are advantage for zoology. Understood? One more weapon or one more advantage of zoology is that you can use diagrams. Okay, you can convey your answer through diagrams. You can convey your answer through flowcharts. You can convey by combination of this. Okay, flowchart and diagrams. What happens here? It will save time. UPSC zoology optional is not an optional, unlike other optionals. It is not how much you write. It is not an optional for words. It is not an optional of philosophies. Okay, it is representation. Representation through what? Through figures. Optionals, figures, pictures, flowcharts. Okay, these are the simple techniques which you can use to convey your message, get more marks. Okay, this optionals, no, the paper is like an art gallery. Okay, you don't have to be an artist for that. Just simple diagrams are enough. Okay, flowchart means what? Some arrows are there, some rectangles are there. In that you will write the information or show the flow. What happens after A, what happens B, B after B, what happens C. So it can be easily conveyed. Okay, the examiner also will feel very easy to read this. He will see that how much content you have written, whether it is matching with his key, whether he is able to convey the correct whatever is asked in the questions. If it is there, he will give you marks. Okay, often when I write a question, I use all these three. Okay, diagrams, flowcharts, and content. Content by words. It is easy. Okay, within 2 minutes, you should learn, you should practice. Within 2 minutes, you should draw a diagram. It won't come easily, but through practice, it will come. Okay, you don't have to be very specific. Rough diagrams are enough. Rough diagrams are enough to convey your message to them. Then UPSC is a visual paper. Okay, UPSC is a zoology is a not UPSC. UPSC Zoology Optional is a visual paper. Answers can be packed with neat, labeled anatomical diagrams. Okay, through practice it will come. You can convey your answer through diagrams, then flowcharts and life cycle. Okay, when they ask you about Krebs cycle, it is sure that you have to draw the diagram. The cyclical diagram you have to draw. Okay, you have to practice that. You have to understand it with some clues. All these techniques I will help you to learn. Okay, some small clues should be there. Krebs cycle, so many intermediates are there. So many intermediate when it is coming, you should learn these intermediates through clues. In the lecture I have told how to learn these intermediates with clues. So this the examiner is also expecting that you will draw the cyclical diagram. Okay, if you miss it, obviously your marks will go down. Okay, so it is representative. Okay, the optional is representative in nature. Then illustrations command higher marks, okay, than pages of dense text. That is the philosophy behind this. What is that? Illustrations, when you illustrate a question through diagrams, it will command higher marks, okay, than filling your papers with text or words. Okay, in zoology optional, it can be in your advantage. Some people don't like or they are poor in making diagrams. Okay, it can be your advantage or disadvantage. It is up to you. Through practice, it can be cleared. Okay, so it won't happen in 1 or 2 weeks. Several months of preparation is needed. Repetitive preparation is needed so that you are well versed with the diagrams. Then efficiency in examination hall. Okay, other questions, no, you have to write so many things. Okay, when a zoology question comes, when something comes, for example, Krebs cycle you take. Okay, this whole structure of Krebs cycle can be represented by crisp diagrams. Okay, what will happen in this? It will save time of yours. Okay, total 5 questions. Okay, total 5 questions you have to write, and the 5 questions can be completed on time. Optional papers. What is the key of fetching more marks? You have to attempt more. Okay, more attempts means more marks. Okay, so that is the advantage of taking zoology optional or any science subject as an optional. One example we will see here. Okay, this was in 2013, I think. 2013, they have asked this question. Okay, they are asking to label this nephron. Okay, this is the internal structure of a kidney. Kidney. A very repetitive question. So many times they have asked in different forms. So many permutation combinations they have tried. So the crux of this question is to know more about or elaborate on nephrons. So this structure they are asking. The first question they are asking is that label the parts. Okay, they are asking to label the parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whether you can see or not, I don't know. But so many numbers are given, and they want you to label these parts. Okay, which are represented here. If you label the parts correctly, around 10 numbers, 30 numbers, 50 numbers are there. Very easy question. The moment you see, if you are a first timer, it will be a little bit scary. Okay, but when you study about nephrons, you have to study these things. All is covered in our PPTs. It is very easy, and 15 diagrams, 15 labeling. If you are doing, you will fetch marks. Then they have asked some extra questions in this. Okay, which region of the kidney contains malphizian tube? Then what is the filtration rate? Then write all are one word answers. One word. Okay, within 3-4 minutes. Okay, 3-4 minutes you can complete this answer. Very easy question. Okay, then again in 2024, last to last year. Okay, same question. The content is almost same. They have repeated this question. Explain the structure of nephron and its role in urine formation. Add a note on the hormonal regulation of urine formation. Okay, when you get this question, you should not leave this question without drawing the diagram of nephron. Okay, and you should label also. Even the questions are different. This one is a lengthy question, this is a short question. But the content of this question, both are asked for 20 marks. Okay, the content of the question is the same. It should contain the structure of nephron and the labeling of the structures. Okay, must. Okay, then you will get out of 20, minimum 18 to 15 to 18 marks are guaranteed. Okay, since the labeling is there, if you write 15 labelings, you will get the full marks. They cannot control your mark or they cannot check your marks. So another question, internal ear, structure of internal ear they have asked. Okay, same kind of question. They are asking to label the parts, name the inner ossicles, name the part of the cochlea, name the organ of Cotton. All these things, no, it is the basic thing. And when you study about the internal ear, the structure of the internal ear, you have to study these things. Okay, it might see as a difficult portion if you have not studied, but once you study, once you get the papers or notes, it is very easy question. Okay, such kind of question should come so that it comes in your advantage. Okay, it shifts the direction to your advantage. So moving on. So another advantage. Okay, all throughout we were checking how particular zoology optional, how it is advantageous as comparison with other humanities subjects or other optional subjects. So double utility in forest service. Okay, forest service, what is the pattern of forest service? You have to choose two optionals. Two optionals. Optionals is equal to 2. Okay, one set of optional you can, sorry, two options are there. In that, two papers are there. Total 4. One of this optional, you can select zoology. Okay, you are studying zoology for prelims. Okay, the same subject with slight change. 99% of the syllabus is the same. 99.99% it is the same. Okay, slight variation is there. So that can be, that subject, the knowledge of that subject which you studied for civil service prelims examination can be used in forest service examination also. Second thing is that you can choose one more optional. For example, botany. Okay, since botany and zoology is interconnected, okay, some portions of zoology you don't have is coming in botany also. Okay, the concepts of Golgi apparatus. In plants also Golgi apparatus is there. In zoology also Golgi apparatus is there. Okay, so that it will reduce the burden. It will reduce the burden on zoology, in botany. Because already you are covering those portions in zoology also. Okay, so that is an added advantage. So how the marks are split? Optional subject, no, four subjects are there. 2 optionals, 2 to each, 4 are there, 200 marks. 4 into 2, 200. Is equal to 800 marks are there. 800 marks are there. Then second advantage. Okay, one advantage is Indian Forest Service examination. You don't have to study or look for another optional. Okay, this optional can be an advantage for you. So another advantage is that overlap with general studies. How? GS paper 3 and prelims. Okay, prelims you have to study what? You have to study zoology. How it comes? Ecology you are studying. Okay, so many questions comes from ecology. Biodiversity you are studying. Okay, there are many questions in prelims about virus. Okay, particular organisms. Okay, ecology, so many questions are coming. For example, tigers. So all these things, no, it overlap with your prelims paper. Then environmental pollution map, directly into environmental selection of GS papers 3. Economic zoology. Economic zoology like apiculture, sericulture, aquaculture, all these, it intersect with GS papers. So one advantage is for your IFOS examination, Indian Forest Service examination. Another one is that GS papers 3 and prelims, okay, these subjects coincide with zoology. If you see the paper 1 in zoology, there is subjects related to environment, okay, biosphere, okay, different cycles, sulfur cycle, carbon cycle, biome, concept of biome. So many things will interconnect. We will see that in the coming slides. So let me introduce you to the syllabus. Okay, so till now we were studying about the advantage, how it helps in IFOS, then what is the kind of questions they are asking, mostly conceptual. Okay, they won't go beyond a boundary. Okay, everything comes packed. Okay, PYQs, so many PYQs are there. If you study the PYQs of 10 years, you can easily crack this examination. That is my guarantee. You have to study. You have to. Only thing is that 6 months, at least 6 months, you have to spend your time on that. Okay, 12 hours of studying PYQs itself will fetch you good marks. Okay, it will take you to the final interview call for sure, because questions are repetitive in nature. Somebody has to be there. You have to collect that data. Okay, from the study materials, you have to write, you have to practice the figures, the words, everything. If you practice easily, optionals will take you to the final list, provided you better perform in GS papers also, if you score average in GS papers. So the syllabus part, paper 1. Okay, what is the overview of paper 1? Okay, very important. You have to choosing an optional, what it depends on studying the syllabus first. Okay, what are the questions they are asking? Okay, what are the patterns of questions they are asking? So syllabus understanding is very important to decide whether I have to take zoology, whether I have to neglect zoology, whether I have to go for any other options. So that is very important topic. You have to be keen in this. So paper 1 overview, it heavily emphasizes on classification. Okay, it heavily emphasizes on classification, structural anatomy, and environmental biology, and some economic zoology also. Economic zoology. So what is the specialty of paper 1? It emphasizes on classification, because chordata, non-chordata portion is coming, one of the lengthiest portion. Okay, then you have structural anatomy, that also comes in chordata, non-chordata. Then you have the environmental biology. I told biome, so that is very easy, because you are already studying in your UPSC prelims and all. Okay, it won't be alien to you. Okay, it won't be something new to you. Then you have economic applications. So many economic applications are there. So that also we will study. Then highly visual format, because you have to draw diagrams of porifera. Okay, so many chordates, non-chordates are there. So those structures you have to understand, and you have to draw the structures. So since this is a very long, lengthy portion, paper 1. Okay, paper 1 is divided into 2 sets, part A and part B. Okay, since part A is very lengthy, our PYQs comes into our help. Okay, part A, the chordata, non-chordata portion, you have to study it in combination with PYQs. Okay, because it is very vast. Okay, spending too much time on this paper will do what? Will result in your loss of time. And this, if your time is lost, you cannot study other portions. Okay, you should not put so much effort. Okay, continue. If you have time, you can start with chordata, non-chordata. But if you have a minimal time, you have to study other subjects also. Okay, GS papers you have to study. Essay part you have to study. You have to prepare for the prelims also. So since time is constrained, my strategy to you is that you have to study chordata and non-chordata along with PYQs. I will explain elaborately. So now, what about the mark distribution? Okay, I told that paper 1 contains section A and section B. Section A, 125 marks. Section A contains 125 marks, and it covers our the most dangerous portion. It is not dangerous, the non-chordata and chordata portion. Okay, syllabus is a bit lengthy there. Okay, even though short syllabuses are there, it is a bit lengthy. If you spend more time, you will lose more time. Okay, you might be studying, you might be well versed in that, but you will lose little time there. Then section B, we have again 125 marks. So 250 marks is divided into two sections. You have subjects like ecology. Civil service aspirants, they know about ecology. Then ethology. Then economic zoology. Biostat, instrumentation. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sets of different divisions of subjects. Okay, we have ecology, ethology, economic zoology, statistics, and instrumentation methods. Okay, it is very easy. It is very direct. Okay, you won't consume much time to study these portions. Okay, you won't have to deploy more time into these studying these subjects. Very direct questions. Okay, one word. In the syllabus itself, you can see one words. Okay, apiculture, prawn culture, sericulture. So it is sure shot that these questions will come in different permutation. 1 year, the first year they may be asking about sericulture. Okay, then the next year they may be asking about apiculture. Okay, or repeatedly they can ask questions. So preparing notes on these subjects are very, 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 very important. Okay, cracking zoology is all about spending time on preparation of notes. Okay, it is all about preparing notes and recollection. Okay, you may be well versed, but in the paper, whatever ideas you are having, you have to constructively put on that paper. Otherwise, there is no use of studying. It comes only with practice. Practice is the key, and spending time, research is the key for studying zoology. Okay, it is a very advantageous paper. Repeated questions are coming. So you have to take these points in your advantage. So similarly, you have paper 2. Paper 2 is also divided into two sections, section A and section B. Cell biology, genetics, evolution and systematics comes under section A. Section A. Then you have the biochemistry, physiology and development biology in section B. Again 125 and 125 marks. So paper 2, that was mostly what analytical. Okay, you have more diagrams, paper 1. But here what is that? It focused mainly on molecular biology. Okay, development biology is there, structural biology is there, then you have genetics is there, cell biology is there. All these are what? Molecular level biology. Okay, so many chemical process. Why? Because our biochemistry is coming. Biochemistry is coming, so chemical process you have to study. So many cycles you have to study. Okay, then metabolic pathways are there. Then mechanisms and regulations. Okay, how a hormone regulates the downstream. Okay, how it negates or degrade the upstreams. Okay, these things you have to study. We have to put more time into this. That is the final conclusion for this. Okay, but if you are an aspirant who have already studied biology, it is very easy for you. Okay, you don't have to, the conceptual clarity, and you have to repeatedly you have to revise these topics. Even though I take classes, sometimes I miss these things. Okay, I forget these things. Once the slide comes, whenever I come for studying or teaching, what I do, I repeat. At least 2 days before, I repeat these slides so that I can explain, because I also will forget. So this happens to any aspirant. You have to continuously, how to solve this, you have to continuously, weekly once, you have to repeat those slides or notes. Write it down and memorize it. Okay, it's all about memorizing. Okay, you have to memorize, otherwise you will, deliberate attempt should be taken to memorize these things, otherwise you will forget. You will forget. Okay, so this is about paper 2. Okay, paper 1 is complete, paper 2 is complete. We will make a strategy. Okay, how to analyze, okay, how to tackle these problems. The pattern of 8 question blueprint. A pattern of question paper and 8 questions. How many questions are asked normally? Okay, there are 8 questions in a UPSC paper. So this slide I am telling about how the pattern itself, how the way UPSC asks questions, how this help in what? Framing or answering questions in a strategic way. Okay, you don't have to study everything. Okay, in the syllabus, you don't have to study everything. You should have a knowledge of some things. Okay, some portions you have to study very hard. Okay, the portions which you already know, the portions which you are having an edge. Okay, you are having an edge in that portions. Those portions, no, you can spend more time. Some portions like codata, non-codata. Okay, it is a very important topic, but since it takes longer time, okay, you have to study very little in that, and you have to spend more time on other topics in paper 1 itself. I will help you to understand this concept. Okay. Flexibility. Okay, out of 8 questions, how many questions you have to write? 8 questions means what? 50 marks. 50 into 8. 50 into 8. 8 5 is 40, 400 marks. So it is not asked in 400. UPSC is asking optionals for 250 marks. So what is the 8 question theory? Out of 8 questions, you have to write only 5 questions. 3 you can skip. Okay, 3 you can skip. So 5 into 50, 250 marks. 5 into 50. Okay, option in optional. Okay, so out of 8 you have to write only 5 questions. That is the option in optionals. Then you can play with your strength. Okay, some portions you are having much advantage. Okay, study that properly. Okay, you should not miss any mark in that. Okay, suppose your economic zoology you have studied very well, and you should not, when a question comes in that, you should not, your marks should not go below the full marks. Okay, so you have to study, play with your strength. Some portions if you are having more advantage, play with that. Then you don't have to master the subject, yet master what the pattern of examination require. Okay, you don't have to master all the subjects, okay, all the topics, but the question, the pattern is there. Okay, UPSC pattern is there, so you have to master that. What the examination is asking, the pattern is asking. A smart strategy often outperforms an exhaustive preparation. Okay, in zoology, it is an exhaustive subject, but a smart strategy, I will help you to understand this strategy, it will outperform your exhaustive preparation. Then UPSC paper 1 as well as paper 2 contains 8. Those things we have already studied. Okay. One important point, if you have noticed, is that out of 5 questions, question number 1 and question number 5, out of 8 questions, sorry, not 5, 8 questions, question number 1 in section A and question number 5 in section B, it is compulsory. In paper 1 on paper 2, out of 8 questions, the question number 1 is what? It is compulsory, and question number 5 is compulsory. You have to write, you have to attempt it, otherwise there is no option other than that. If you are not attempting, you won't get any marks. But other subjects, other questions, not subjects, other questions, you can have the options, or you can choose between them. So here lies the strategy. Okay, how to prioritize these questions. So I hope this is clear to you. Out of 8, only 5 you have to write, but out of 8, 1 and 5 are compulsory. Rest 3 you can choose from any of the sections, section A or section B. So I will make little more clear regarding that. Section A in paper 1, let's stick on to paper 1. Section A, we have chordata, non-chordata and comparative anatomy. That is the syllabus. So question 1 is 5 short notes. Okay, 5 short note questions are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 questions are there. Okay, each question carries what? How many marks? 10 marks. Each question carries 10 marks. So if you are writing 5 questions, you will get 50 marks. Okay, that is the pattern of the first question. That is a compulsory question. See, compulsory question. Compulsory. Then you have question number 2. Okay, normally the second question also, pattern is that compulsory optional questions, no, they will split these questions into 20, 15, 15 marks or 20, 10, 10 patterns. Okay, they will give the marks accordingly, mostly 10 marks and 15 marks. Mostly it will be 20, 15, 50. Okay, then you have question 2, it is optional choice. You can write or you can negate that. Then you have question 3, similar pattern, question 4 also similar pattern. Then moving on to section B. Section B also what happens here, the 5th question is a compulsory question, it is also in short form. Okay, the topics covered are ecology, ethology, economic zoology, statistics and instrumentation. Okay, out of these 10 questions or 5 questions, it is a mix of those subjects. It can be from ecology, ethology, economic zoology and stat or instrumentation. Okay, they will give you a mix of these questions, these topics. Question number 6, 7 and 8 are optional. So the play comes in these optional questions. Okay, option questions. How this happens? Okay, same thing. Okay, since question number 1 and question number 5, they are compulsory, you have the choice between to write 3 questions more. Okay, 1 and 5 you have to write. Then 3 more you have to choose which options I am choosing, which questions I am choosing from pattern A, section A and section B. So let us take a case study here. Okay, let us take a case study. We will see how to strategize this. Suppose an aspirant is writing 2027 examination. Okay, X or Ananya. I have taken the name Ananya here. So she is preparing for zoology optional in 2027. Okay, 2027 she is writing zoology optional. That is what her preparation is. So she is very good in what? Ecology. She enjoys studying ecology, animal behavior, chordata and economic zoology. Okay, she is weak in what? She is weak in non-chordata and biostat. Okay, she is weak in chordata and biostat. So when the main papers comes, okay, the first question is a compulsory question. Okay, in paper 1 the first question is a compulsory question, short notes from section A. Okay, they will give you a khichdi or a club of those topics, 5 questions from mixing all those topics. Then the second question came from non-chordata. Okay, the third question came from chordata. The fourth question came from biostat. Okay, this is a random example. Then the section B comes. The 5th question is a what? It is a compulsory question. 6th question ecology. 7th question is economic zoology and animal behavior. Okay, she is writing what? Instead of worrying about her weakness, okay, some portion she knows, some portion she doesn't know. She makes a strategy. Okay, this strategy was designed by her prior to the examination. Okay, suppose she is weak in chordata. Okay, she is weak in chordata and she is weak in non-chordata. She hasn't studied anything from that, or she has just looked upon the what on the previous year question papers. Okay, very selectively she has studied. So she is little bit weak in chordata and non-chordata. She is skipping these 2. Okay, I will put red color. Okay, she is skipping these 2 questions. Okay, anyway, the first questions, it is compulsory, set of 5 questions. She was able to write something from the chordata and non-chordata portion because she has studied the previous year questions. Okay, out of 5, she was able to attempt 3 questions. Well, because it was a repeated question. Okay, non-chordata, chordata portion she hasn't studied, so she will leave that. Then comes the biostat portion. Now how many questions you have to write? 1 is compulsory and the 5th one is also compulsory. Okay, so 2 questions she has already attempted. 2 questions you have to attempt. Now again 3 more she have to choose. So what strategy she has made here? She has studied well the second part or section B. She has studied well because she is well versed in ecology. So she attempt all the questions in ecology. Economic zoology she has studied very well. She attempted all questions. She was able to attempt all the questions in economic zoology. Animal behavior also which she has studied. Okay, she can either attempt these 3 plus question 5 and question 1. Okay, so total 5 questions she has taken. Okay, 5 questions out of 5. This short notes also comes from these topics. These topics she has already studied well. So what is the advantage of that? 5th question, 6th question, 7th question and 8th questions, she was able to attempt it very well. Okay, out of 50, she was able to score 45 each. 45 into 4. 4 5 is 20. Okay, 4 16 17, 170 marks. 180 marks. She was able to score just by studying the section B portion. Okay, section B very well, she was able to score 180 marks. Okay, through the PYQs, through the books or materials, she was able to study all these things. Okay, this strategy also she can reverse in that somebody who is interested in chordata and non-chordata, okay, they have studied it very well. So they can attempt this one very well. Chordata portion also they have attempted. Non-chordata portion also they have attempted. Then ecology they have studied. Then the 5th compulsory question. Okay, so this strategy can be used in reverse form also. Okay, you spend more time in chordata, non-chordata, and you will prioritize this portion. Okay, so that the marks are advantageous. The pattern itself is advantageous for you. Okay, so this can be done. My personal opinion is that the first option is better. Why? Because ecology, economic zoology, animal behavior, all these are direct and easy to study. Okay, repetitive questions are there. So if you prioritize this portion in part B, okay, and if you do the PYQs, okay, if you do the PYQs and study some important portions, canal system of porifera, it comes every time. Okay, so those choosy, you have to be choosy with chordata and non-chordata. You take up the previous question papers, analyze the questions from that and make short notes on important questions. Okay, study that well, and at least out of 5 questions you will be able to write 3. Okay, that is enough. Okay, scoring 180 marks for optionals in paper 1 is a big thing. Okay, normally 150 marks is enough. 150 plus 150. Okay, if you score more, what will happen? This is what happens. If you score 180, you are 20 marks extra, 30 marks extra. That will compensate. That will compensate your GS papers. GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so my suggestion of strategy is that you have to prioritize section B of paper 1. Okay, then you have to study, you have to depend on the PYQs and important questions of chordata and non-chordata, so that you don't spend time too much on chordata and non-chordata. I hope this is clear to you. Same way, okay, same way you can prioritize in paper 2 also. Paper 2 mainly focus on molecular biology, chemical process and metabolic pathways. So many cycles are involved, mechanisms, regulations. Okay, same way you can depend on flowcharts, you can depend on PYQs, strategize. Okay, you can strategize cell biology. Okay, in here what is the problem is that all the subjects, no, I feel that evolution is bit easy. Compared to other topics, evolution is bit easy. Then cell biology also, it is a little more easy. But all this, no, it has having equal weightage. They are having equal weightage. Okay, so we have the materials for that. It is easy to study. With proper guidance, you can cover all these topics. Okay, so you can prioritize, just like paper 1, you can prioritize which subject you have to focus more. Okay, which subject you can focus more on cell biology and biochemistry. Okay, then you can choose. Suppose you are good in physiology and development biology, you can choose, then select one more subject, genetics. Okay, 5 questions you have to write. Okay, moving on. So what Gallant IAS can offer you? Okay, what we can offer you for studying zoology as an optional? So comprehensive coverage of UPSC optionals. Okay, we have designed our classes based on PYQs, then important topics, covering important topics, PYQs. Our intention is not to make you a PhD level candidate. Okay, our intention is to make you understand the subject and pass these optionals with good marks. Okay, so we will strategize for you. It will reduce your time, it will reduce your effort, so that you can score. Okay, you can spend more time on the subject and you can score more. Okay, comprehensive coverage of UPSC optional topics. Then our classes are structured with UPSC syllabus. Okay, whatever we are studying, we have our syllabus. We have designed this course based on the syllabus only. You don't have to go outside the syllabus, because questions are coming from the syllabus. The key words in the syllabus, they are coming from that, so you don't have to go out from the syllabus. Okay, simply by going out, what happens? It will eat your time. Okay, you don't have much time to prepare for these things. Okay, you will get a very minuscule amount of time. Okay, within that you have to clear this examination. Then PYQ discussion, very important. Okay, previous year question papers are the Bible of studying zoology or any optional. PYQ is the Bible, and we have designed our classes for discussions of PYQs also. Test series. Okay, you have to practice. Whatever test series we are giving, you go home, you write those within a stipulated time. You write those test series, analyze yourself, send that to me. I will get the clarifications. I will suggest you the clarifications, and you can improve day by day. You have 10 units. You can change these numbers. Okay, according to your wish, 10 or 15 I can give, no problem. 10 unit wise and 2 full tests we are giving. Full test, if you want more, I can. Designing question papers is not very difficult. Okay, designing question papers are very easy. So if you want 3, if you want 4, according to your suggestion, I can give that. Then we have PPTs. Okay, PPTs are the key source for you. So I will give you the PPTs, I will give you the PDF also. Then we have doubt clearance section. You can message me in Telegram, or you can mail me also. If you are interested in writing any more test, you write the test series and you mail it to me, or you can put in Telegram also. I will suggest the desirable changes in that. Then if you want any conceptual clarity, you can call me. Okay, evenings you can call me, and I will clear your doubts. Then mentoring also we are planning. Then revision, different strategies. Okay, based on your interest, we can, because for different candidates, some are interested in core data and non-core data. It is easy for them to study. Okay, so they want to prioritize that. So according to, it is flexible for each candidate. Okay, each aspirant. So according to you, we can shift these strategies. Then we are having a very student-friendly fee. Then quality guidance in that limited fee structure. So, yet if you are confused with zoology, you simply do the following things. Okay, read and master the syllabus. You take the syllabus. Okay, if you are having if you are having an intention to take zoology as a subject, you first take the syllabus. Okay, optional syllabus you take, then you understand the key words and subtopics. So many words are there. Okay, syllabus is a mixture of so many words. Okay, so many keywords are there. You understand the topic. If you're okay with that, okay. Okay, if you're okay with that, you're comfortable. Okay, then read the PYQs. Minimum 3 years PYQs you read. Okay, in the earlier slides I have told that if you are comfortable with the PYQs, at least out of 8 questions you are able to analyze, you have an idea about 5 questions, then you are comfortable in zoology. I can guarantee that. Okay, read the PYQs, analyze those questions, see whether some questions can be, without studying itself, you can write some portions of that questions. Okay, cell biology, write about Golgi apparatus. You have studied that in your +2. Okay, Golgi apparatus, without any structure, if you are able to draw rough diagrams, okay, if you are able to draw, write in a rough pattern, okay, that is enough. Then revisit your NCERT books, +1 and +2, revisit that, study that, understand that. If you're comfortable with that, you can choose optional as a zoology as an optional. So after doing this, you are prepared, you are okay with zoology, then you do this. If you are decided that I am taking zoology as an optional, I am comfortable with whatever key points which sir has told, you are moving on. So you have to do the following things. Master the blueprint. You have to study the syllabus. Whatever you are studying, you are revising everything. Okay. In your sleep also, you have to keep the syllabus. At least read the syllabus once. Okay. Know the syllabus thoroughly. Okay. If you are choosing any subject as an optional, syllabus is the Bible for that, and you have to study that syllabus before studying the topics. Okay. Unless earlier I told only 3 years question paper. Now you have to, I am suggesting that if you are a serious aspirant of zoology, you have to get or take the printout of 10 years question papers. You have to attempt at least one question paper every week. If it is not possible, at least twice a week. Sit there in the home, okay, in front of the study table, get a timer, do it for 2-3 hours. Okay, or the examination timing, you do just like replicating an examination hall. Okay, just like replicating an examination hall, you have to study that. Then identify high yielding and frequently repeated questions. In zoology, this is the key point, repeated topics. Okay, repeated topics you have to write. Okay, you have to understand these repetitive topics, you write it down, and you have to put more time on that. Okay, I told about kidneys, nephrons, every time it comes. Okay, by cycles, different Krebs cycle, it comes. Even geological cycle, sulfur cycle, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, nitrogen cycle, all this comes. Then it is beautifully repetitive. That is the most advantage of that. That's why I told that even if you study 10 years question paper and by hearting that, if you are going for the examination, you will score very nicely in UPSC optional. Okay, you will quickly notice that specific topics like the canal system in sponges, life cycle in parasites, Hardy-Weinberg principle. Okay, all these are repetitive. Okay, highlight these important topics. Okay, you put more time on that. Then make diagrams. Okay, diagrams are your strength. Okay, diagrams, you think that it is half of your score. Okay, rather than writing, you imagine that if I'm drawing a diagram, it will give me half of the marks. That is the importance of diagrams in zoology. You don't have to be an artist in drawing the diagrams. Just plain diagrams with neat illustrations. Okay, that is enough for fetching marks. In zoology, a test-heavy answer. Okay, so it is clubbed with so many text. Without a diagram, it won't fetch you any mark. Okay, so many words are there. You have explained excellently. Okay, without any diagram, it has a negative impact on the answer examiner. Okay, the one who is correcting your answers, it will have a negative effect and he won't give you marks. Okay, you will get only one chance. Okay, you cannot go to him and explain, sir, I have written everything. No, it should be represented through diagrams. So maintain a separate diagram book. Okay, whenever you study an organ system or a biological pathway or a phylum structure, practice drawing that. Okay, it is a bit difficult, but it will come with time. Okay, if you are putting more effort, the result will come. Okay, that is true with everything. If you are putting so much effort, time, you are spending your energy on something, the result will come to you. Then focus on labeling and accuracy. Okay, neat diagrams, no, it is very attractive to see. Okay, it will give you more marks. That's why people are scoring 300 plus in zoology. Okay, this is the simple techniques, tips. Then give priority to concept representation. Same thing repeatedly it comes. Then repeated revision. Repeated revision is the key point in learning zoology. Okay, if you don't repeat and revise, what will happen? You will forget. You will tend to forget that. It's not about studying. It is about that 2 hours or 3 hours of examination. How much you can put on that paper. Okay, how much you can recollect and you can write on that paper. It is what is important. Okay, you won't get another chance. embrace flow charts. Okay, you have to write flow charts. Then economic zoology, biostat, and instrumentations. Prepare solid notes on that. Some topics, no, it is hardcore topics. Okay, very easy topics. Economic zoology, very key points are there. Okay, economic zoology, then apiculture. This will come. Sericulture, it will come. Okay, carp culture, it will come. Lag culture, it will come. Okay, you have to prepare notes, 20 marks notes for that, and keep it ready. Okay, so that when paper it comes, the question comes, it will boost your confidence also. Okay, you can directly start writing that answer with the diagrams. You can represent all those things. You will get 20 marks. See, electron microscope. Every time the functionality of an electron microscope. SEM, TEM. Okay, every time it comes. Okay, those topics you have to study. Chi-square test in biostat. It comes every time. So these repeated questions, no, you have to find the pattern and you have to prepare for those examinations. Okay, if you are still having any doubt, okay, after all this class, after all these slides, if you are having still doubt on this topic, you can message me, you can put me an email. My email ID is sulal.sss@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp me or Telegram 8281429851. This is my number. You can telegram me in that number if you are having still doubts, or WhatsApp me. Okay. So this is the conclusion. It is a very productive, it is a very advantageous subject, zoology, if you are having any background. Some people have taken computer science in your +1 and +2. Okay. For them it is a bit difficult. They have gone to engineering field. For them, I won't suggest such people should take zoology. But if they are clearing forest service, okay, if they are clearing forest service along with civil services, zoology can be a potential option for them. Okay, it can be a potential option for them. So such people can take zoology within, if you study the PYQs itself, it is advantageous for them. They can cover these topics and get good scores in optionals. Then specific patterns are there. You don't have to study everything, but some portions, when you skip some portion, you have to be well versed in another. Okay, that is the aim, that is the pattern you should follow. You can skip, but you should be well versed in some subjects. That is how you should manage this subject. Okay, if you are not studying core data, non-core data, or you are just going through the boundaries with PYQs, you have to study or compensate that with another topics in paper 1 and paper 1 section B. Okay, that is another strategy. Then repeat, revise, do the diagrams, okay, do the PYQs. This will easily make you understand the subject, and with the time you will feel that the subject is in your control. Okay, it is very easy. Okay, so I'm signing off. Thank you for now. We will see in another class.